Welcome back to Aquikeeper. And in this series, we just quickly going to be talking about Bash scripting because Bash is very, very important. And by default, if you go ahead and echo string, I think string shell, here, if you echo string shell, you can see it's returned back to us that we are using splash bin splash bash, and that is the default bash system. Let me say bash program, the default shell program that came along with Linux, mostly all Linux. But if you're on Windows, I think you should be using something like PowerShell. PowerShell. Let me view this more. PowerShell. So I just want to talk to more. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. So shell is just a script. Is actually just a script language. It's mostly used to we use it to automate tasks. So tasks that we do often, we use Bash scripting to do it. And also, um, everything you are doing here is actually Bash. If you notice, we can do echo hello, and that is just going to echo hello to the voice console to us, to the standard output to us. So basically anything we write here is actually bash, including lx, including prayer working directory. Those are commands in bash, so everything's actually bash. All right, let's just go ahead and dive right. The first thing I want to introduce you to an editor. You might have noticed I've been using this editor a lot ever since we started this tutorial, and the name of the editor is actually named Vim. So once you name Vim, followed by what we are going to run. So what's the program that we want to run? Sorry, the name of the program that we want to create. You are going to create bash program dot sh. So dot sh actually stand for shell, and that is actually what we are going to be using. Alright, and here we need to set our interpreter. To set our interpreter, you follow by the hash symbol followed by the exclamation sign, then the location of the interpreter. So splash bin splash bash. You can just use it like bash, or you can use that env bash like this, or any of are you free, you can use it, but I prefer to use this splash bash like that. So the first one we are going to talk about is actually comment. So to use comment in bash, so comment in bash, this is actually how to make comments. So you just put the hashtag, then followed by any of your comments, any comments that you want to put here. What does comment mean? Comment is just a little note, a short note that allows you to know what you are doing within your program specifically. So that's actually what comment does. So you see that. So the first one we are going to talk about is variable. Okay, according to the little outline I mix here, is variables. So what are variables? Variables are actually containers. Like if I say a is equals to something, so I want a to contain the value of 10, and I want b to contain the value of 20. And one mistake you might run into, that I've seen so many people run into, is that whenever they try to create a variable in bash, they put space here. So bash is not going to understand that. The only way it understands is to always pack everything together, like to put everything together in place. We can say c is equals to the value of a, so we want to just do it together there. We can say is equals to a plus b. Okay, that should be all right, that should be fine. I think we need some space there. Why is it throwing red arrow? All right, I don't know why he's doing that. Why he's doing that. Bash is actually complicated in nature with handling errors like that. So I think it should be something like string a plus string b. So let's echo this string c. So to echo something, to print out something, we are just going to use string c. And using this editor, if you press Ctrl C followed by the column sign, you can see followed by the column sign on your keyboard, and you press W, so it's going to write, or let me say save whatsoever you write inside your code. It's going to save it within this editor. And what you can do here to run it, you just have to know bash, then the name is bash program.sh. It said command line not found, that is plus. It said the plus sign is not found. I think the only way to do that is to use this little syntax. Okay, A plus B, yeah, like that. So that should work fine. So let's run the program again. You can see it's print out 30 like that. So bash program.sh, so that's how we are going to specifically run it, run our program. And some people usually used to do something, which is by changing the permission. If you say ls start la of bash program that we write, you can see we only have the permission to read write, and there is no permission to execute this program. The previous tutorial I did about file systems and permissions, I explained this what I want to do here. What we are going to just do is to change mode, then we are going to put 777, then which means we also want to have the executable permissions on this guy right here. So that's why I put 7 7. So I'm just going to put 6 6 for this guy, so they have read only on the bash program.sh. So if I do ls stack la on bash program again, you can see now we have the x bit turn up, and we have the read write on the other guy. So let me just put those on 4 4. So let's start la bash program. So okay, so they only have read write, which means the this is the permission for the groups, this is the permission for the others, and this is our own permissions as the owner of the file. So instead of doing bash program dot bash program dot sh to execute this file, we can just do the period followed by the / sign, then bash program.sh, and you can see we are able to get the same results using this syntax too. Alright, so let's go to number 2, which are parameters. So I've actually teach you about variables, and let me just put some more informations like that. I'm not going to visual mode. I want to go to insert mode. So to go to insert mode, let me just give a brief information about this too. If you press the escape is going to put you into command mode. If you press I, it's going to put you into insert mode. If you press escape again, you can press DD, you delete a line. DD, if you just move the cursor to it, then DD again, you delete a line like that. Then you press I to come back to insert mode. So if I ask name, and we set the name to Gabriel, so we can basically do echo. So remember, echo is to print into the standard output. So echo my name is, so how do you use this variable? The $sign followed by the name of the variable, then control C. So once per echo, the name, I think I'm missing that E. Okay, control C, then the column, then followed by W, so that is going to write it. Then you come back here, you do your program like this, sh, and it says my name is Gabriel, is been taken back to us. So that is that about that. I think there's another way they do this. If I should echo my name is Gabriel, and basically I can just put like name in the middle. Okay, this also works. So this syntax also works. Let's just run the program. You can see it say my name is Gabriel. I think that is because I've already put Gabriel here, so I shouldn't do that. Not visual DD. So you can also put it on V for visual mode. You highlight it and press D to basically delete one or two of the program. By pressing I back to insert mode. Okay, you can see it print out my name is Gabriel. So either of the syntax, it actually works fine. So what I did the other time, like if you press escape and you press V, it's going to put you into was visual mode. Then you'll be able to highlight all these guys, and if you press D, it's going to delete them. Then you can press V again back to insert mode, D to delete it. You can press all sort of things you can continue to be doing. You can press DD to delete it like that, then press I to come back into edit mode. Alright, so what really makes sense more, let's see what we've got. So we've talked about variables. I'm just going to keep this name Gabriel like that. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so we have parameters now, so let's just talk about parameters. So comment 02 parameters. I'm just going to pack everything into a single video. I think this video is going to be long, so I'm just going to do that. 02 parameters. Okay, to get our parameters, if you do echo string 1, so that's going to give us the first parameter, then followed by string 2 the second parameter, followed by string 3 the third parameter. So control C again the column, then W to write it, then we run our program again. As you can see, it's returned nothing back to us, and that is because we didn't pass any parameter to this program. So let's say we pass I, so that's parameter 1, hello parameter 2, then good parameter 3. So let's view it. You can see it's returned back to us I, hello and good. So parameters are actually values that we pass to our program during the runtime, so we can keep that. That will be useful. So that is how to do parameter. And also we can just do something much more interesting here. We can do some mathematics here, so we can say 1 okay, parameter. I just want to do some arithmetic operations on all these guys. Okay, string I plus 2, I think so. Parameter 1, parameter 2. How do I want to do this? Okay, let's try this. Let's try this first. 1 plus, is it just going to look at that as a command? I think so. Okay, 2. Let's save that. So we write, so while we want to run this program, we are just going to pass 10 plus 10. I believe I want it to return 20. I know it's actually basically going to return this to us. It's not going to work like that. So the only way to do that is just to set it A is equals to parameter 1 and B is equals to the parameter 2. So and here you can just do things that really make sense. You can say A plus B, so we'll be able to pass the two parameter. If you notice what I'm doing, you can see I'm putting space just for the syntax. I think that's the syntax, and it might not be syntax, it might just be my habit, but it's better to write a cleaner code. That is actually why I'm putting all this space right there. So let's run this program again. As you can see, we get our results. So from the parameter we can do some mathematical algorithm like plus or minus or something. So let me just use this time to teach you arithmetic. So we can use divide, I think. 10 divided by 20, so it gives us 10 divided by 20 is not 0, should it be 0? I think, wait, okay, it's 5. Okay, it works. Right, I think it's 0. Yeah, 0, because 10 is greater than 20, so that's why it works. You can use divide, you can use asterisk for multiplications, asterisk actually for multiplications, and says that's 200. It works fine. That's how we can do arithmetic operations like that with bash. So spare me. I'm just going to move to the third topic. I don't know what is there. 03. What do we have there? So that is we want to read from standard inputs. So read from std in, that is for standard input, and for us to read, all we have to just to issue the read command. So we read, and the first thing we want to do, we want to set our variable. So the value is equals to, so it's empty for now, we don't have anything in our value like that. When we read, whatever we read, we want to put it inside our value, our value like that. Right here we want to echo the value, so we can say echo, not like that, echo string value like that. So that is how we read from within bash script. So Ctrl C, then that's bad, my bad, escape, while we are going to move into visual mode, then delete this guy. Alright, that's nice. So from here, if we run this program, so can you see it's actually asking me to put in something from here. So if I say Gabriel, you can see it's returned Gabriel back to me. So Gabriel, this is the one I input, this is the one that will come back outside. So let's make this program really much more interesting. So we can say echo, okay, what is your name, and the program is just going to ask us like that, what is your name. let's put new line. I think so. I think then from here I can just say insert back to escape the visual mode. Okay, your name is, sorry for that, sorry about that, your name is no, that doesn't need space right there. I don't know what I was thinking. Doesn't need space right there. Okay, let's run this program again. No, little change here. So this guy, escape. I want to delete this line and insert. I want to go this line. So then we want to read into our var. Excuse me. Alright, so we want to read into our var. The program is set. We can just write it like that, and that's all we have to do. So maybe I say, what is your name? Oh, do I put new line there? I thought that is not going to add a new line. So let's just write Gabriel, and you can see it return back to me. Say your name is Gabriel. That's my bad. Let me remove this new line. Okay, since it has added a new line to it automatically, then you can just leave it like that. Alright, so we are moving forward. Okay, the number 4, so let's go to number 4. Okay, I just permit me to comment all these guys out since we are not in need of it again. Okay, let's move here. Another thing is instead of using the arrow to move, you can always use K, J, L for L to go to the right, then I think H to the left, J to the bottom, and K to the top. So those are actually there too. So move to the left like this, like that, then come down. So that one is actually much more easier than using just using the I and K, sorry, the arrow key sometimes. So that's it. Alright, let's back to insert mode. So we are going to num 4. Sorry, we need a comment there which says, I think it's while loop. I feel like I should clear all this guy. Should I clear it? Yeah, let me just clear it since we've actually talked about it. Okay, so D to delete it, then back to insert mode like that. Alright, so here we just basically going to input 0 4, that is what we have, while loop. So to perform the while loop, so to perform the while loop is actually simple. So the while loop actually works like while, then followed by the condition. So condition here, then why that is actually going on, then we want to do something to follow by do. So what we want to do is here, what we want to do here, then when we are done, then we put done. So that is it. So let's just do it. So why as long as 10 is lesser than 20, so you know that statement is always true, it will always be true. Then we want to say echo 10 is lesser than 20. So looking at that statement, because it's actually true, then we can just go ahead like that. So let me just run this program, and we should have a endless loop. You can see, so forever is going to be printing to us that 10 is lesser than 20. So that is actually how things work. So if you want to do some magic, I think so, let me just include this. Let's say I have a string I. So y, okay, let me just put on I equals to 0. So what I want to do is that I want to compare the value of I. So that's the string I. Y string I is lesser than 20. So I want I to be obviously 20. Then I want to echo I. So what I want to do from here is I plus plus, I get. If it's not like I plus plus or I plus plus, either of the two, see, we run it first. Then I want to echo string I. So this is what I'm going to run first, before actually trying to toggle things around. So let's see. So I have an issue right there. I think so before too. I think it should be I plus plus. Let's see. It says on line 20. No, that is still running. I plus plus command not found. Okay, so the only way we can do that is to append it like this, then I plus plus, I get I plus I, like that. Okay, alright, so I'm just going to write that. So let's see what we got here. So command not found I. Why I'm not including I as a command um online words. I'm still having an issue with this guy. Okay, let's use the mathematical operator, which is this. It's been long I did it, so just try my best to see if I can fix things together by just manipulating bash. So what I'm trying to do now, I'm trying to hack it on my own, try to create my syntax here. Say command not found, that's on line 81 8 line 0 by 1 command not found. Okay, since it appears not to work, so let's just see how we can increment that. I know there is always a way to do it. Sorry for that. So I'm just going to allow me to shift for you. Alright, sorry for that. I have a running nose, so I need to pay attention to my running nose. Right, it's actually cold here. Uh, so since I try to hack it, it's not working. So I'm just going to do it in the old way. So what we can do is I equals to, then followed by the strings, the mathematics operator. I call it thing. Oh God, why is it doing that? So it's going to be double of this. Then we can say I plus 1, like that. So this is just going to continue to increment the value of I. So let's just write this and run this program. Start again. What's that? Why is it always doing that? Alright, as you can see, it actually prints was 1 2 3. I expect that to print to 20 or so. It's actually increment I now. So say echo string I. After you echo it, then increment it. Let's run this again. So we have 0 1 2 3. Why is that? So let me just put this in quotes. What's that inside? So echo string I equals to num plus 1 each time. And also what I'm just trying to do is that y, as long as I is lesser than or equal to, okay, let me just put it like that, or nothing like that. So specifically each time this loop runs, I want to always increment, sorry, the value of I. Insert not visual but insert echo string high, or can we use I plus plus here? I don't want us to waste much time on this. Just want to show you how while loop works. Oh, that one guy is running forever. No, no, no. I plus 1. Does anybody understand what I'm trying to do here? So write this again. What I'm trying to do is that each time I run this program, I want to increment the value of I, which it's looking as if it does not like me. So it actually works, but for some reason it's cutting off somewhere else. So I'll just have to look into that. But that's actually how the basic of while loops works. In some what's it called lab. So probably I'll come back to this to see how we can do it now in another way. Okay, let's go to the next slide. That is the, we've talked about while loop and environment variable. Okay, there are a lot of environment variable. For example, we can echo we can echo string shell. We can echo if we, yeah, let's echo string shell. Okay, so if I run this program, you can see the shell that we have is bash, and also we can echo string paths, so which is going to show us uh, where all these our programs that we are executing is. You can see where the programs that we are executing is actually. So these are the paths that we have. This is where they are executing. So these are, each time we type any command like ls, so it's going to look for each of this folder. It's going to look, sorry, each for these directories. Yeah, they are folders, they are directories. Each of these directories is going to look for them and search for the command. So if it's not found, like if I say plsc command not found, because it tries to go through all these parts. So this is they are actually separated by column. You can see this is a column, this is a column. So it tries to go through all this part to search for pls, and once it cannot find it, come back here to tell me. So to view a lot of environment variable, if you press dollar sign followed by tab, so it's going to show you these are all the environment variables that we have. So there are really much of them. And if you press, I think, env like that, okay, env also view the environment variable that we have. So we have the shell, this is the shell id, the section, the window id, the color terminal. These are, they are just like these are users who can use the user. So uh we can just write a custom script that says echo welcome, then followed by user. Okay, so string user. If we try to just write this, then run this program, you can see it say welcome Gabriel. So it's print out the name of the user directly, and that is the value that we have here that is being returned back to us. Alright, so let's move. We are with a lot of that. Conditional statements are very important, and these are little of if statements. So this actually works like if a condition is true, then it's going to return. So if 10 is equals to 20, then we can say echo 10 is equal to 20, else we want to echo 10 is not equal to 20. Then we need to end it by using fi. So that's weird. I don't know why you have to end it by fi, but that's always a bash thing. So you can see welcome Gabriel 10 is not equals to 20 because this condition is not true. So if we actually want to make this really make sense, we can read from the user. So let's try to read from string value, sorry, ordinary value is equals to 0. Then we can try to read into value, then we can place the value. So if our value is greater than 10, if it is actually equals to 10, if it equals to 10, once the 10 is okay, 10 is equals to oops, so the value is 10. So if our value is equals to 10, so we can say yes you get the value, else you just want to say oops, try again. And this should works fine. So what I try to do is that each time, let's remove that. I need to remove that guy from there. I need to remove this guy. Let me just comment it out, I think. Okay, so let's do this again. Let's run this program. We don't need all these parameters anymore. Okay, so if I write 10, you can see it say oops tries again. Oops, oh sorry, I didn't put the string. Alright, let's run this again. 10, it say yes you get the value. So just a little game here. If I write 2, say oops, try again, 3, try again, 4, try again, and we can run this program together instead of just cancel it and do stuff like that. So we can say y, I think is y true, do, so we want it to do all this guy. So let's just pack every one of them to the side, do this guy, then we are done. So right, okay, it should make little sense. Let's run this. So 10, you say yes, we get it. 2, 3, 4, so as long as you are writing anything that is not actually 10, you say oops, try again until you write 10, then it says okay, yes, you get the value. So we can just exist. So to make this program really make a lot of sense, yes, we get the value. Instead of to continue, we can just exist like that. So we exist this program with status of 0, so without error, I think so. So let's run it again. 10, then you can see we exist the program. So if I once I have 1, 2, 3, then oops, immediately I type 10, it says yes, you get the value. Alright, what else do we have? We still have a long way to go, so I'm just going to cut the video now. Then I'm going to continue from functions, strings, process, and automating tasks with bash.